I talk, you listen. Welcome to my one-man panel of madness. You might like it, you might not, you might think I'm full of shit, whichever, don't care. I like to talk and I like to share. So remember, opinions are not facts, just my ramblings. But thanks for listening and be sure to share whether you like it or not. Well, welcome back to Dr. Gio Who's Sci-fi and Horror Ramblings. This is Dr. Gio Who. That sounded really pretentious, didn't it? Sorry about that. So we are now post Comic Con 2018, and I have to say that it was a really good weekend. Actually, I should say great weekend. And even starting as early as Wednesday when we had the release of the new title for the Joker movie, which they kept it simple. It's just Joker. Also, the announcement of Robert De Niro as somebody who's going to be involved with the Joker, so that's pretty cool. But there was so much going on that I'm going to break it up into two different shows or podcasts, whatever you want to call them. And so we're going to start with a few of the trailers that I really enjoyed. Now, obviously, my name is Dr. Gio Who, so let's start with Doctor Who. So, question, what did I think about the Doctor Who trailer? Now, remember, we had a teaser, which I actually liked as well because it was very different. I like how they had the sport announcements, the announcer talking about the team and how we're going to be excited to see what they can bring forward and so forth. So that was pretty cool, and that it matched the actual game that was on, which was perfect. It was timed very well, but it didn't show a lot, and I know a lot of people were upset because they thought, well, this is it. We've waited since December for this, and but I disagree. I actually liked it. I liked the tone of it. I liked the fact that we just saw these new characters kind of coming forward. And I'm still kind of wondering what is going to happen with the 13th Doctor and that whole little sort of flash thing that she's doing. So I'm kind of curious to find out. If it is a new power that she has, that's awesome. I mean, I think that the direction they're heading in, brand new, fresh, kind of let's do what we want to do, to reinvent this whole Doctor Who franchise. Yeah, I mean, that's how things survive, is by becoming fresh and new, and making sure that, things continue to entertain. Once we start getting bored of Doctor Who, then it just gets canceled. And we don't want to go back to what happened with the 26th season of Doctor Who back in the 80s. So let's go with fresh and new. So let's start with Doctor Who. All right. So the trailer starts obviously with her maybe waking up after the fall. Is she just gonna go splat? I don't know. We all know, if you're a Whovian or not, you should know that the Doctor still has 24 hours within that regeneration cycle to repair any damage. If you remember the 10th Doctor's first episode, the Christmas episode, the special, his hand got cut off when he was fighting the Sycorax. So it grew back, and that was, again, he says, luckily I'm within my 24 hours of regeneration. Now that's kind of something new, obviously, because that, I don't remember that in the classic series, but it's good. I mean, it would make sense. It's like a rebirth, so you have, potentially 24 hours to fix anything that may happen. So I don't know. Will she just go splat, or will something save her? Maybe the TARDIS suddenly, appears and saves her. Not sure. We do have another podcast coming up with regards to some leaked photos that were unfortunately taken from the photographer who did a lot of the promo photos for the new series. I don't know why he would just put them on there and just let everyone see. But we'll talk about that with our next our special ramblings. That's not part of the Comic Con 2018 post Comic Con podcast. But So yeah, she wakes up and we start seeing these new faces. She even says, "This is all new to me, new faces, new worlds." So we see the companions, we see Ryan, Graham, Jazz, different shots of different, I'm assuming, alien worlds. We do see a hint of what everybody's been thinking might be a story with regards to Rosa Parks and maybe something with regards to racism. Um, so we'll see. That might just still be a rumor, but it does kind of coincide with some of a shot that they showed there, which kind of seemed like it might fit with that idea. And then, of course, we get to see the sonic screwdriver. Now, very briefly, you actually, if you watch the trailer, you only see a little speck of light from the tip of the sonic screwdriver, which is cool because they did show the sonic screwdriver at Comic-Con, and we have a whole other podcast, a special on that, on the sonic screwdriver. So you'll hear more of that coming soon. So we get to see that she will have a sonic screwdriver, and well, yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think that the trailer was well done in the sense that it did not give anything away. Sometimes trailers nowadays are a short film that shows you the entire movie anyway, so why go see it? So I like trailers that are just like that. It's just giving you enough to see these are the characters, these are some of the places we are going, and this is just enough to get you to think, okay, I want to watch this. Well, I want to watch this. The only thing that I have to complain about, and this is just because the one thing I really want to know is, when will Doctor Who air this fall or this autumn, whichever country you live in? They say fall or autumn. Or now I see some trailers just say coming soon. So I don't know. I'm concerned that if we don't get this show out right away or as soon as possible, we're gonna head into some more spoilers. I knew that there might be some. I mean, we always know there's potential spoilers, but I remember mentioning to someone that I knew there was going to be a major spoil coming out. Because when you try to hide something so well, it's just inevitable. Something is going to come out. And the sad thing is what I'm learning from some members of the Whovian community is there are those who do not like the idea of a female doctor nor Series 11. So when they do get a spoiler, they want to rub it in everybody's face and they want to keep, posting it and posting it. So I saw that some people are trying to really ruin Series 11 just because they don't like the fact that, it's a female and they don't like the direction it's going. Well, here's what I have to say about that. Stop being a dick. Okay, sorry for the swear word there. Well, actually, it's not technically a swear word. It could mean Richard. So, anyways, I think it's really, really sad that a lot of these so-called fans who aren't on board with innovation and change, which is what Doctor Who is all about, are willing to ruin it for everybody else. So, stop the crap. But I do see it every morning when I go on Twitter. Actually, every minute that I go on Twitter to stay up to date on things, I just see somebody post, spoiler warning, and then right in that thread, they post a picture of some of the leaked images. One in particular that I know people don't want to see, which is with regards to the interior of the TARDIS. Now, I unfortunately have had to see it because, like I said, it's in every thread that I follow, so it just comes up even on Facebook. So beware, if you're listening to this, be cautious, and yeah, they're out there. So again, I enjoyed it. It's exciting. I love the end where the 13th says. Actually, I should just say the Doctor. This whole number thing is getting out of control. Just the Doctor, says, "Oh, well, this should be fun." I mean, I love the way that she says it. There's a lot of energy in it. So I'm excited. I just want to know when it's going to air. Plus, we learned that at Comic-Con, well, we didn't learn. There wasn't a confirmation. There hasn't been anything confirmation, but they did say that the series was going to run with 10 episodes. However, they are filming an 11th episode, which we're hoping that it will be a Christmas special. And that's the thing that I was really worried about because since the return of Doctor Who, there's been a Christmas special. It started out with the David Tennant special, and it's gone all the way through. The last Twice Upon a Time is one of my favorites. I'm sorry if you didn't like it. I liked it. I loved it. I love Peter Capaldi and David Bradley. So, you know, Christmas without the Doctor would just be insane. Even if it's a regeneration, this last Christmas I was kind of upset and sad, uh, because Peter Capaldi was leaving. But I was excited though that Jodie Whittaker was coming on board as the next Doctor. So it was kind of a weird kind of balanced Christmas day for me. But anyway, so yeah, moving on. Let's talk a little bit about disco. I've got to say, first of all, I really enjoyed Star Trek Discovery, the first season. I really, really liked the way that they built the story. How it just kind of, you think you know what the show's about. Oh, it's a new Star Trek and blah, 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 and Klingons. But it wasn't, It's like, and spoiler, sorry. If you haven't watched Star Trek Discovery, hashtag go watch it. So I apologize if I'm spoiling something, but it was really cool. And the whole going into the sort of the mirror universe, I love it. I like it. I really love the visuals. I like the storyline. I love how they brought back mirror. Actually, maybe I shouldn't say it because I know a few people have not seen it. Okay, so Giorgio, yes, comes back. I'll say it. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You're going to go see it anyways. But so yeah, I mean, I really, really enjoyed the first season and really looking forward to the second, especially with the, again, spoiler if you haven't seen it, the Enterprise coming in the very last episode and a hail from Captain Christopher Pike. That was awesome. Like I remember and even the ship itself is gorgeous. All right, so for me, it's TARDIS, Enterprise, Millennium Falcon. Yeah, there are other ships out there, but I love these are the three that I would any one of those, or a DeLorean that can go back in time. Those are cool. But yeah, the second season again, the trailer it just had a lot of energy to it. It wasn't just the very next time on Star Trek Discovery. Seeing Christopher Pike, seeing the sort of the classic outfit sort of reimagined. Not rebooted, but reimagined. I have a difference. There's a difference for me. A reboot is the J.J. Abrams movies, the Kelvin timeline. Reimagining is where we're still in the same timeline, but we're just tweaking things a little bit just because of, our present situation, present technology and so forth. We couldn't have 1960s design because we've evolved, we've changed, and some of that technology is archaic now. So we have to update things and, reimagine them a little bit, not reboot them, but reimagine them. So I was very excited, and again, seeing the Enterprise and Pike is commandeering the Discovery on a mission. Spock is taking leave. We see a shot of oh my goodness, I just completely lost her name. Michael Burnham. Sorry, Michael Burnham, going into Spock's quarters on board the Enterprise. So he's on leave, and there's these like different little red anomalies throughout the galaxy. And so what's up with that? So I'm very excited because I saw what they did with the first season. I'm really excited to see what the second season brings. I love the music, with the trailer. If you haven't seen the trailer, you have to see it. But the music fits with that vibrant aspect of this new Star Trek. And again, like Doctor Who, it has to be changed. It has to evolve. It has to speak to other people, not just fans of the show. And I like that because I like my shows. I'm very fanatical when it comes to my shows. And I don't want them to go off the air. I want them to keep going. I'm sorry, I'm a little attached to these programs. They've become a part of my life. They were a part of my childhood. And now seeing them as an adult, it's like, this is awesome. It's like I'm growing up with them. Now I'm kind of getting older with them. So, but I understand the nature of the beast is it's got to stay fresh. It's got to be, it's got to make sense to the audiences of today. So I really did like the disco trailer. It was a little bit over 2 minutes. I think 2 minutes and 30 seconds of action-packed goodness. And I love the end where I believe it's a Discovery's about to take off, and Pike just says, "Hit it." Now I just gotta say though, if you're a fan of Star Trek, the original series, The Cage, you know that the last word he says on board the Enterprise when he's on the bridge after the entire mission is done is he actually says engage. So when they showed him ready to say something, I'm like, he's gonna say engaged, just like the cage. But no, he said hit it. But I know. And then I believe Jeffrey Hunter's son came out and was in attendance at Comic-Con and made just a great review of the new Pike, and that his father would have been happy about it. So, all right, I think that's been enough now of my ramblings. The next part 2, we'll talk a little bit about Godzilla, Aquaman, and my favorite, Shazam. Or, well, technically, Captain Marvel. But we don't want to confuse our audiences with who's Captain Marvel, because yes, there's 2. There's a Marvel and there is a DC Captain Marvel. So with that in mind, I will catch you on our next ramblings.